All right, my name's Alex. I'm here from the English show, and you're tuned in to Radio X. With me, I have Masta Ace, one of hip hop's pioneers, and his crew, EMC. How's it going?
What's up, man? Strickland all the way Milwaukee, USA, EMC. What's up, y'all?
Master Ace, Brooklyn, New York.
What up, y'all? Wordsworth, what's happening?
All right, welcome to Basel, guys. Is this your first time in Switzerland?
Absolutely not. We've been here a gang of times, a bunch of times, so we love it when we come to Switzerland.
Yeah, we've been to Zurich, we've been to Basel, we've been to, Bern. It's a bunch of cities, man. Like, I would say about 5 or 6 different cities in Switzerland.
So y'all planning on dropping another album, right? How did that come together?
Well, we took a long hiatus, man. We've been gone since like '08 as far as making albums as a group. So a couple of guys did solo projects, and we decided it was time to come back and do something. So we did the EP earlier this year, and that was kind of just a setup to the album, which is going to come out soon, which is called The Tonight Show. The EP is called The Turning Point. That's out now. And like I said, that was just a setup just to let people know we're back in the game, about to drop another project, and that's going to be The Tonight Show. We're pretty much done with it. We're just wrapping it up, so that'll be pretty soon.
So y'all have been around for a while. You came out with the Juice Crew and all of that. How has hip-hop changed in your eyes since when you come back, if you look at it today?
Well, definitely the amount of money that's being made in the music business now for hip hop. There was a time where, shooting a video for $20,000, $30,000 was a lot of money, and then it just jumped like 10, 12 years later to like $1 million videos and stuff like that. So it's just a lot bigger money, bigger business, and you just see it changing kind of the way music is made, because some of the new cats, they want to try to cash in on that money, so they're making music that's more commercially acceptable, hoping that they can cash in with the money.
Did you guys have a favorite artist when y'all were a kid?
Oh, yeah, a bunch of them. I mean, just, all the normal ones. KRS-One, LL Cool J, Cool G Rap, Masta Ace, Rakim. I mean, all the regulars.
What about you?
Yeah, me, probably Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. He mentioned KRS already. LL Cool J, he mentioned. Those are kind of like the early cats that made me get my pen. Another kind of unknown dude or unappreciated dude is a cat named Chill Rob G that was down with Flavor Unit back in the day.
What about you?
Yeah, I would say the Juice Crew, KRS-One, and Run DMC as well. LL, a lot of the old school veterans that stood the test of time with longevity and just showed, a certain level of how to do it.
All right. The word rapper is kind of thrown around lightly these days, in my opinion. What difference is there between an MC and a rapper in your guys' eyes? What skill sets are required to deserve the title as an MC?
Well, an MC is being able to control the crowd. The master of ceremonies is where it came from. So you got to be able to rock a crowd, control the crowd, as well as perform and be creative. A rapper is just, company sitting on the 38th floor of a high-rise, go out and just find a good-looking kid and dress him up, put a chain on him, and have somebody write a couple raps, and then they go in the studio and do it. That's just a rapper. MC wakes up and he lives it, and is able to, be the master of a ceremony.
You got to be able to freestyle, right?
You don't have to be able to. I mean, there's a lot of viable artists that make great records that aren't great freestylers. Not everybody is built for that. It's definitely a skill. It's a unique skill, and only some have the ability to really do it at a high level, and one of them is sitting right next to me.
All right. You're planning on doing an upcoming album with Marco Polo, right? How did that come together?
Yeah, that's actually going to be the second of my solo projects. I'm doing another album before that with a producer by the name of Kick Beats. He's from the West Coast. We're going to do an entire album, but at the same time as I'm working on that, me and Marco are formulating, the ideas and tracks for his album as well. And that just came from us traveling and touring together. People seem to like me over his beats. I did the song Nostalgia, and then I did another joint that was on the Russell Peters comedy album that people liked a lot. And so, it was really the fans that was like, you guys should do something, do a whole record together. And now we finally all have, both me and Marco have enough time to kind of collaborate and make it happen. But it's not going to come out till at the earliest late next year, but probably the following year.
What role has religion played in your guys' life when you look at it with music? Has there been anything special about that?
Religion. Wow, that's a tough one. I grew up in private school, so I've always kind of juggled the religion and the music. I don't listen to a lot of like gospel music, but I do have a gospel playlist in my iPod. And, sometimes when you by yourself, you kind of want to zone out and get into that and find your spirituality that way. But as far as EMC is concerned, I don't know if we dabbled into any of those topics yet.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was raised in a household that had, faith and beliefs, and that's part of kind of who I am, my values and everything like that. But I never really meshed that with my music. I think my values come out in my music, and that's probably as far as it goes. I never would really step into necessarily rapping about religion, because I think that it could be divisive and kind of separate people and give people, religion and politics are the two big things that you kind of want to stay away from. But if you're trying to be an artist, because people are gonna pick a side and they might not pick your side. You want everybody to rock with the music that you're making, so you find other ways to get it across.
All right. If you guys could give some advice to your 20-year-old self, what would that be?
I would probably say just put out more music, don't wait for nothing. Just go.
Yeah. I would say to my 20-year-old self that if the West Coast starts to embrace you, it's okay. Don't be afraid of it. Don't run from it. Accept fans from wherever they come from. And if the East Coast gets mad at you because the West Coast likes you, don't be worried about that either. Just keep doing what you're doing.
So I'm going to switch it over to politics real quick. Barack Obama's presidency is coming to an end soon. What does the next president have to bring to the table for you guys?
Well, what Barack did for all of us was basically bring light to the fact that America just doesn't look the way it used to look. I mean, what used to be the minority is now kind of sliding into the majority category. I mean, people of color, Hispanic and Black alike, are pretty much having a say now, and our voices are being heard. And the fact that Barack was elected president proves that. And the shift in America is important because everybody needs to just first off acknowledge it and then deal with it. So I just think the next president has to be able to, I mean, if you're Republican or Democrat, you have to be able to acknowledge the fact that it's a shift in how America looks, and the people that look like that need to be heard, as well as, the people that were controlling America for all those years.
I would say it's not the next president, it's really the Congress and the Senate, because those are the people that stop a lot of the things the president wants to do. So it's more so Congress and Senate. That's almost more of an important vote than the president.
And I just want to add, as far as what the next president should bring to the table, it's free health care. Barack took steps to get us at least down the path of affordable health care. It shouldn't be a privilege to be healthy. I think that everybody should be. The government owes it to its citizens to make sure that we all are taken care of health-wise, dental-wise, and if the next president can take what Barack was trying to do, which was make it affordable, and go even a step further, I think it'll be big for America.
Because in Switzerland, they kind of have the motto that nobody will starve. Everybody will be able to get something. That's something that our country can learn from as well, right?
Absolutely.
So this is my first interview, actually. How did you guys feel when you were first on stage or in front of your first ever big crowd?
Oh, man. butterflies, nervous, panicky, sweating, but it was all worth it, you know, because, you know, you had to take that first step in order to get to where I am today. Now, here I am talking to you in Basel, Switzerland, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I go way back to, I was a little kid in daycare center, like charging kids a nickel to come in and watch me act like I was Chuck Berry. I don't even know if you know who that is, but that was my entrance into the stage. I was a little kid, so, yeah.
If this is your first interview, let me say you did a good job. And
Thank you, sir.
I would have never thought that, you know, you didn't come off as an amateur. Your questions are pretty interesting and good. But you know, the first time that I stepped on stage in front of a big crowd, I was definitely nervous, but more excited for what was going to happen. I felt like I didn't know what was going to happen, and it took me back mentally to when I played high school football. And the adrenaline rush that you get right before the game starts when the other team's on the other side and they're over there getting hyped up and ready and whatever. And I kind of mentally go into that, and I still do that to this day. I get myself hyped up like I'm about to go play a game against another team and give it my best and give it my all, and that's how I approach it.
Yeah, I really got groomed from really just rapping on the streets, and then once you know, like 5 to 10 people around you or 20 people around you and all about it, you kind of got the confidence to go to open mics, and then open mics it wasn't as huge as when I started doing like talent shows and college and stuff like that. But I took steps, so the confidence just grew from the steps from the streets to the open mics to the college.
And it's not a big deal today anymore going on stage, right?
I mean, it's just natural. Adrenaline rush causes you to get a little nervous at times, but yes, it's a lot more natural and feel a little bit more comfortable, but yeah.
All right, last question. Is there anything important that you guys would like to say to the world? Important message or a shout out or something like that?
Just to keep supporting that real music. I mean, if you really like an artist or their music, just go out and support it. Tell a friend. Social media has been a great advantage and tool for us, being, you know, a smaller independent label that actually signed to a bigger label now, but taking advantage of that social media and interacting with the people. So it's very important that they support good music and come to shows and buy the music on iTunes or wherever they choose to buy it, but just support.
My message to the world is EMC, The Tonight Show album coming soon this winter. Get ready for it. We're excited. It's going to be ill.
Listen and embrace everything, and seek out and support good music. Don't complain about it sitting at home. You know, download it, order it online. The artists are accessible. You got Masta Ace on Twitter, Mr. Strickland _EMC on Twitter, Wordsworth _EMC on Twitter, EMC Crew on Twitter. So you can actually talk to us to find out where the music is. So there's no excuses out there.
And come to the show if they're playing in town, right?
Absolutely.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome, sir.